Mazarin was a famous statesman who was the chief counselor to the French emperor. His duties took him to the four corners of the globe as he traveled with the emperor's most confidential message to different countries. Whenever he arrived in a country, he would attend to his official duties and then visit shops. He was very fond of collecting rare paintings and icons. His home in Paris overloaded with these collections, many of which were displayed in a grand hall which he had specially built for this purpose. His friends who visited him saw the artifacts that he collected over the years and were lost in amazement. Truly, it was one of the best collections and individual possessed in the world. Only royal museums could boast of better collections. Mazarin loved this. When he was at home, he would spend hours gazing at his precious collections. He knew each and every piece intimately, where it came from, what was its history, why it was valuable, and how much he paid for it. He had given each piece a name, and he would take each one of his hand, feel it, touch it, study it lovingly, and even talk to it. Truly, this collection was the love of his life. Years passed, Mazarin fell ill, and the doctors who were treating him despaired of his condition. His end was near, and they advised that he should be confined to bed. That night, Mazarin lay awake on his sick bed. He knew he did not have long to live. On an impulse, he decided that he would take one last look at his precious collection before he was called away on his final journey. With flattering steps, he walked to his private museum and began to looking at each object which he had collected with such a love and care. I have come to bid you farewell. I have come to bid you farewell, he whispered. I did not know if I will ever see you again. The long hours he had spent and painstaking efforts he had taken to build his collections, the love and care he had lavished on protecting, preserving, and displaying each object flashed before his mind's eye. Aloud he said, standing in the middle of the grand hall, I shall have to leave all this behind. I will not able to take even one of these precious objects with me when the call comes. How true! We cannot carry anything with ourselves when the call comes, and the call must come to each one of us. It is an inevitable call. It must be obeyed, and we leave everything behind when it comes. Nothing belongs to us, for it, if it did, we would be able to take it with us. But nothing is this truly ours. But nothing is truly ours, for we leave everything behind. Everything belongs to Mother Earth. Back to the earth it must go. When two brothers partition their property, they draw a line across the land and say, this portion belongs to me and that portion belongs to you. Surely the Mother Earth must laugh on the hearing this, for she knows that nothing really belongs to any one of us. Sooner or later, we will have to let go of it all. Na kuch mera, sab kuch tera. Nothing is mine, all this is thine. Rightly has it been said, When wealth is lost, nothing is lost. When health is lost, something is lost. But when life is lost, all is lost.